magazine flip through. This channel is That Finnish Whisperer and my name is Jonas. And today we will be going through January issue from the year 2002, magazine called Pelit. Pelit is a Finnish legendary gaming magazine, and this is definitely from the era where I was gaming a lot. Maybe most that I have ever been playing. The Pelit from this year goes through from the PC games, Xbox games, PlayStation 2 games and GameCube games. This issue costed €5.80 and there's a translation to Finnish marks also, that's 34.49 marks, Finnish marks. And yeah, it's a fun cover, it's full of Return to Castle Wolfenstein cover, definitely some gameplay image or something, because the image quality is rather soft and the woman in this picture are like very edgy. How do you say it? Edgy. Yeah. But hey, let's go. It says here that 100 pages. Yeah, Return to Castle Wolfenstein. This is the index page. So let's not dwindle here. Here is Tuija Linden. Tuija Linden is the editor of the magazine. Head editor or editor-in-chief. As always, we will be going through all the makers of this magazine, and the head of editors, Tuija Linden, secretary Sari Alo. Editors are Tuukka Grönholm, Tuomas Honkala, Kai Laaksonen, Niko Nirvi. Yeah, had a bit of a mix-up with my recording equipment, but where was I? I was in the editor secretaries Annika Passi, graphics and the ADs Vallu and Anssi Vaalio. Helpers are Marko Ahonen, or everybody who knows Marko, it's Marko from the Pelit forum, it's Marko Ahonen. Yeah, that's an inside joke. Sami Airaksinen, Tapio Pereshevski, Mikko Förström, Petri Heikkinen. There's a fun fact about Tapio Pereshevski. Back in the day when IRC or Irkki in Finnish was a bigger thing, I joined the unofficial Pelit IRC channel. Tapio was having some kind of a meltdown. He basically threatened to throw me out of the channel straight away because I asked what's going on. Yeah. So Petri Heikkinen, Klaus Holm, Ari Kekkonen, Lasse Kyllönen, Marika Lohvansuu, Riku Neuvonen, Nordic, Tytti Paananen, Tapio Salminen, Miika Sillanpää, Aleksi Stenberg, J. Turunen, Joona Vainio, Kimmo Veijalainen, Mika Äärilä. And here is editorial. Kauppa käy. Business is going fine. So, and Tuija basically talks about that games have sold well. Then we have a Prisma ad here, some Max Payne, Wolfenstein preview, and I remember this game being an outstanding fun game, and graphics were very fine. And last time I played this was maybe 5 years ago. It was still a good game, but one thing that I didn't remember was that it didn't have an autosave function, so when I was killed I basically had to start it all over again because there's no autosave. This preview is by, I would say it's by Thomas Hankala. No, it's a review because we have points there, but Nico Nirvi has this Wolfenstein historic in here, telling about us some Wolfenstein history. But yeah, it's a bit of a surprise that it's a review straight in the first pages. Return to Castle Wolfenstein. Reviewed by Thomas Hankala, and single player got 82 points and multiplayer 91 points. Basically a better multiplayer game than it is a single player game. Then there's an ad, Finnish bookstore, Operation Hot Date. Some new games here, Operation Flashpoint, that was a great game. And news section by Thomas Hankala. Some Star Trek news. Enterprise revitalizes Star Trek or something like that. Star Trek Enterprise. Yeah, it's an Enterprise TV show. So Enterprise was a new thing back in the day. I haven't seen basically any Star Trek TV shows, so I don't know about this one. Let me know in the comments if Star Trek Enterprise is a TV show worth watching, or maybe someday I will be watching all the Star Trek TV shows. There's plenty of them. Then there's the Star Trek Nemesis movie is coming. I haven't seen that one either. Salt Lake Olympics was upcoming in February 2002, and there's of course an official Olympic Winter Olympics game. Charlie's Angels video game was upcoming, and then there's an Freak Style 2002 motocross game, Mall Tycoon. I think that's a basic tycoon game with the shopping malls. And then there was this game called XCOM, Dreamland Chronicles Freedom Reach. I remember that game. I was very waiting for it, but Bethesda cancelled it. But it says that here that Altar Interactive decided to take it under its wings. But I don't remember UFO Freedom Reach. It was renamed to UFO Freedom Reach. I don't remember that kind of game. Maybe it never came out. But yeah, it was originally called Dreamland Chronicles, and that was a big game for me. I was very hyped about it, but it never came out as I remember. And Andy McNabb is a famous SAS soldier turned into a writer, and I have read a couple of his books. They are very, very good. And then there was an upcoming game of him or something, but I don't remember that one either. Then there's this Finnish G cluster. What is G cluster? Okay, so it's a technology company that you can make better games for mobile, I guess. Yeah, I have no recollection of that kind of thing. And there's these quotes. Oh, there's a Steve Ballmer from Microsoft, and yeah, I'm not going to translate these ones. They're quite lengthy. it's it's usually rated as PG-15 in Finland, but for some reason it's R-rated in Finland. So, yeah. And Grand Theft Auto 3 was banned in Australia. Then there's some news about BioWare. Neverwinter Nights. Yeah, Neverwinter Night was upcoming, and BioWare, how do you say it, cancelled its deal with Interplay, and I guess BioWare is going to publish the game by themselves. And Final Fantasy 11 XI was upcoming, massive multiplayer online game. I think this was the first step towards Final Fantasies 2. And then there's some smaller news. Okay, here are some top 10 lists. PC games, November's most sold games in Finland: Civilization 3, Harry Potter Rally Trophy, Colin McRae 2.0, NHL, and FIFA. How do you pronounce FIFA in English? Because I guess it's FIFA in Finnish. It's FIFA 2002. Command & Conquer Yuri's Revenge, Half-Life, Colin McRae, The Sims Hot Date. Those were the base PC games, and the console games are Grand Theft Auto 3, Harry Potter, Crash Bash, World Rally Championship, Driver 2 Platinum, Pokemon Crystal, NHL 2002, Spyro 3 Platinum, Gran Turismo 3, and Tony Hawk 2 Platinum. So then there's some news about pirates being raided in across the world. Something about consoles sales, and Square changed its CEO. Delta Force is coming to PlayStation, and Xbox has an online gaming already. Red Storm and Take-Two were in court, and Team Fortress 2 was still upcoming. Space Empires is having an update or something. Then Nico Nirvi reviews Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. And yeah, this was the time that the first Lord of the Rings movie was just released. And basically, well, Nico Nirvi likes it. Doesn't give it any stars or points, but he likes it, and I remember that this movie was a very good movie for me. Then there is an ad for Dose store, some games listed here. Then there's an hardware section, some driving wheels reviewed. Microsoft Sidewinder Force feedback wheel got 3 stars, and Trustmaster Ferrari Force feedback wheel got 4 stars, and Cytec Air 440 Force feedback wheel got 2 stars. 2 stars. And yeah, this one I remember the Microsoft Sidewinder wheel also, but Logitech Momo Force. This was the driving wheel to choose if you truly wanted a good wheel. It got 5 stars and Pelit recommends stamp. Logitech Momo Force. Okay, so then we got Flight Simulator 2002 Professional Dash Standard Review. It's a flight simulator game, as the name says. Tony Virta gives it 93 points, and then we have another flying game, Comanche 4. Comanche 4 and Tony Virta gives it 65 points, so that's bad. That's bad points. I did forget to go through how the points are given, but I think you can grasp it. Anything below 70 is trash. Raymond M. J. Turunen, J. J. Turunen in Finnish, 80 points. Raymond M. Then 75 points for multiplayer. No, it's for PC2. PC2 version gets 75 points and PC version gets 80. Rayman M is a platformer. Klonoa 2 Lunateas Whale. Petri Heikkinen gives it 83 points. Klonoa 2. That's a platformer also, I guess. Soul Reaver 2. PlayStation 2 version gets 88 points from Ari Kekkonen, and Kimmo Veijalainen gives it 82 points for the PC version. I think this is kind of a platformer action game. Soul Reaver 2. Yeah. I kind of had this memory that Soul Reaver 2 wasn't as appreciated game as the first one, but 82 and 88 points, they are good points. Operation Flashpoint Gold Upgrade gets 90 points from Nico Nirvi. Operation Flashpoint is a legendary soldiering game, like newer games that originated from this one are armed assault. Nico Nirvi says that it's the game of the year contender. Then we have Sonera ad. Sonera is called Telia nowadays. The Sims Hot Date gets 90 points from Joona Vainio. 90 points. Sims Hot Date. Locomotion and Mikko Ärlä gives it 96 points. I guess that's some kind of a city builder game. And then we have a Siphon Filter 3 here. Petri Heikkinen gives it 80 points. Siphon Filter, I have played the first one, but not the sequels. Tetris Worlds. Tytti Paananen doesn't give it any points. It says here that it is impossible to give points. Basically, it's a Tetris game. That is because of that it is impossible to give it points. It's a Tetris game. Then we have a race reviewed by Petri Heikkinen. from J. Turunen or J. Turunen. It's in Finnish, J. Turunen. Splashdown, splashdown, 86 points by J. Turunen also. Splashdown, it's some kind of aqua water jet racing game, and Motor Mayhem is some kind of destruction derby driving game with weapons. Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring, and by DNA. Yeah, basically it's ad about the movie and ad about the logos and ringtones you can order for your mobile phone from DNA. I don't remember. Did DNA have its own mobile service back in the day, or was it just only about ringtones and logos? I don't remember. If you are a Finn and one who remembers, please let me know down in the comments. Then there's kind of after games, basically short reviews of smaller games. There wasn't a term called indie games back in the day, but smaller, low-budget games. Starship Troopers gets 2 stars from Joona Vainio, and Medal of Honor Underground gets 4 stars from Lasse Kyllönen. Silent Hunter Commander Edition gets 3 stars from Joona Vainio. Need for Speed Boars 2000 gets 3 stars from Klaus Holm. My mouth is so dry saying wrong words. So Parasite Eve 2. What is this? Why is it a small? I have played Parasite Eve, the first one. It was a good game, but I haven't played the Parasite Eve 2. But it gets 3 stars. But I don't know why it's like, why isn't it reviewed properly? It's a proper game, of course. Then there's LucasArts Archives, which includes The Curse of Monkey Island Madness, The Secret of Monkey Island 2, LeChuck's Revenge, The Curse of Monkey Island. All those games, and it gets 5 stars from Kai Hoffman and 5 stars. Then there's an alternatives for Counter-Strike. And one is Red Faction, and it gets 3 stars. This article is by Tuomas Honkalo. Return to Castle Wolfenstein. Gets 5 stars, and I remember there's some birds outside making lots of noises. Lots of birds. But yeah, I remember this Return to Castle Wolfenstein being a great multiplayer game. Absolutely. And Alien vs Predator 2 multiplayer Aliens vs Predator 2. I have tested both. I think I have tested even the Red Faction multiplayer, and I guess it was fun. Return to Castle Wolfenstein multiplayer was fun also, and Aliens vs Predator 2 multiplayer. I didn't like it. I have this memory of it. I didn't like it. Then there's this is a fun game, Ghost Recon. Ghost Recon, when it was released, I remember we played online with my friends, and it was an awesome co-op experience. Ghost Recon. And then there's a manual for new Pelit .5 user. Basically, it's a manual for website. That's a fun thing nowadays, but internet was still a new thing back in the day. And here you can see the layout of the old Pelit website. I didn't even remember that it did look like this one, but yeah, it did, because I was active in there back in the day. Already back in the day, still are. Everything gamer needs reads here. And some gaming mouses are reviewed here. Microsoft Fire Wireless, IntelliMouse Explorer, Logitech Cordless Mouseman Optical, and Cytec Cordless Optical Mouse. No points given for some reason. I don't know. But if you compare these to modern gaming mouses, they look quite different. These look pretty basic mouses to me. And then there's a PlayStation 2 DVD remote controller reviewed here by Petri Heikkinen. Mouses were reviewed by Kai Laaksonen. Then there's RGB Cable Pro for PlayStation 2, because back in the days signals were analogic, they were not digital, so the cable did matter, and RGB Cable Pro was the best cable. Yeah, because it did in fact increase the image quality of the games hugely. Petri Heikkinen reviews that, and Petri Heikkinen also reviews export, when you can record game saves to hard drive from PlayStation 2, because back in the day memory cards were used and the amount of space was sparse. Then there's this Fine Print 2000 software that combines different games manuals to digital, and then you can use this app and print them from there. Okay, yeah, fun times. Then there's this competition. You need to, or you could vote the best cover of 2001. Yeah, some legendary gaming covers there. I think I remember them all, and you could win all these magazines, Pelit t-shirts. Yeah. Then a competition for Rayman M. The questions are: when was the first Rayman game released? How many different Rayman games has been released? there's Game of the Year vote and the best article of the year. Best article of the year. Then there's some answers to previous questions. You had to fetch some anarchy logos, and I will list all the winners. Mikko Harhanen, Petteri Inget, Veli-Pekka Lehtonen, Timo Mattila, Janne Valkeapää, Rasmus Hartikainen, Janne Kasurinen, Jani Paavilainen, Jarno Pärnänen, Teemu Saarelainen, Markus Kauppinen, Frans Kinnunen, Tero Lindroos, Marko Rosenberg, Markku Tikka, Mikko Harhanen, Toni Hiltunen, and nowadays there is one Toni Hiltunen helping in the magazine. Mikko Karppi, Jarno Kiiski, Atle Kivilä, Heikki Mäkinen, Juhani Mänty, Joni Ohtonen, Ville Roitto, Mikko Tikkanen. There was this competition when you had to write a short story about your best gaming experience. And here is Toni Hiltusen's best gaming experience, and just for the history I will read this one out, because I'm going to ask Toni if this truly is Toni's text. And of course this one will be in Finnish. I'm not going to translate this. Lumitöiden jälkeen on vain minä ja aseeni. Läheiset räjähdykset lämmittävät mukavasti piiskaavassa pakkasessa. Syöksyn auton konepellin yli ja lyön kyynärpään jäiseen maahan. Kipu ei ole kuitenkaan yhtä viiltävä kuin edesmenneen perheeni kohtalo. Lataan pistoolin ja hyppään turvaan roskiksen taakse. Paniikki meinaa iskeä, kun viholliset alkavat piirittää minua hitaasti, mutta määrätietoisesti. En hyväksy sitä. Tuntuu kuin aika hidastuisi. Hyppään tarkoituksellisesti erään epäonnisen kätyyrin eteen kyljelleni ja lataan hänen puoli kiloa kallista lyijyä. Seuraavaa ammun nopeasti lataamisen jälkeen kaulaan. Punainen hurme roiskuu silkkisen valkealle lumelle. Kuolleiden jättämät syvennykset lumessa näyttävät vääristyneiltä lumienkeleiltä. Piruparat saivat ansionsa mukaan. Saavun rähjäiseen kerrostaloon. Taloon, jossa mafiosot varttovat minua kiiltävien mutkiensa kanssa. Hiivin hiljaa sisään ja kuulen jostain tutun tunnarin. Joku katsoo saippua sarjaan. Heitän molotovin miekkosen syliin ja tämä rääkyy tuskissaan, kun lehahtaa liekkeihin. En olisi uskonut, että kuolema voisi näyttää yhtä karmealta. Päästän miehen tuskistaan ja suljen television. Muut eivät onneksi kuulleet massiivista räjähdystä ja tuskan huutoja. That was by Toni Hiltunen. Then there's Kino by Marko Ahonen. And this piece, this column is about age restrictions and how do they work and how do they compare to other countries. Marko Ahonen still reviews movies and TV series and games for other, well, like magazines, like news magazines, like that. He's still a journalist. Then there's a tips and tricks section. Some quotes for Harry Potter and the, well, Viisasten kivi. It's translated Viisasten kivi. It's a philosopher's stone. This is by Mika Äärilä and Petri Heikkinen. Okay, so we did skip quite the pages and some Command & Conquer, Yuri's Revenge tips and Max Payne tips. Here and okay, so this is an article series about how you make your own maps to Max Payne with Zen and Max Ed 3. Yeah, I think I tried this also a little bit. Rally Trophy and Return to Castle Wolfenstein, Civilization 3, and some basics of PC gaming. So it's basically how do you update your games. Back in the day there wasn't an auto updaters. You had to manually update your games. Twisted Metal Black and Anssi Comic Here. Tätä peliä ei hetkessä pelatakaan läpi. Oma ikä oli lyhyempi kuin pelin ikä. Basically a joke about game being longer than his life. Some ad for game magazine cover, like I don't know how do you translate this. Kansiot, some maps for games. Then we have a J. Turunen and a wonder of integration. And J. Turunen is happy that nowadays you can play with PC and console games. With consoles, the same games. You can play same games with PC and consoles. Okay, so here's some alert. Alert section, so you could register yourself to this service, and you did get a message when it was available in the store. So basically it's basically a kind of a way to order from website before it was really possible. Some release dates about upcoming games here. Nordic column about what's going on, what has been happening and what is upcoming in the role-playing games. About Nordic writes about real-life role-playing games, not digital ones. Kaisu, Kai Laaksonen, columnist. Basically, he writes about the best games of the year. international readers. Here, a summary of games reviewed. And upcoming Pelit magazine. It's a big celebration number because Pelit is turning 10 years old. And keep in mind that when recording this magazine itself is 23 years old. So Pelit is nowadays over 30 years old. Metal Gear Solid 2, Master of Orion 3. Metal Gear Solid 2. That's definitely the biggest game of 2002. Or do you disagree? Tell me in the comments what's the biggest game 2002. The back cover. Metal Gear Solid 2, Xbox, some PlayStation stuff here, games, mix, and yeah. I kind of thought that I was making this video in a rush, but we have almost an hour worth of material recorded already. So I guess we covered that magazine here. Please let me know if you did like this kind of video. Gaming magazine go through video. Leave a comment below and leave a thumbs up also, and consider subscribing to the channel if you think you would like to see more this kind of content. I will be releasing a new video every Friday, and currently the plan is to release a gaming magazine flip through every other Friday, and every other Friday it's something else, maybe some gameplay, ASMR, or TV show reviews, or whatever comes to my mind, something different from gaming magazine flip throughs. But yeah, I think this is it, and I will be seeing and I will be hearing you, or I will be recording and you will be seeing and hearing me in the upcoming videos for sure. Thanks for watching, and